There are 5 relationships that if you have will move your future forward. So many of us spiral and get stuck in the same place in life. There's a real correlation to the people you surround yourself with and the direction that you head in life. In this series, we will share with you 5 relationships that will change your life.
One of the 5 relationships that you need in your life is the tail kicker. There's an awesome quote from a guy named Oscar Wilde, and he says it this way: true friends stab you in the front. Maybe you've had a friend like that before, a friend that pushes you, that encourages you. That's the tail kicker. God uses these people to get us up and active. There's actually a scripture that comes from the Bible, and it says, correct, rebuke, and encourage with great patience and careful instruction. So when you guys think of the tail kicker, who is the person that comes to mind?
I think a tail kicker is not afraid to tell their friend the brutal truth, but out of sincere love for them, because they love their friend so much that they want to see the best for them. It's like you're willing to kind of give them a little nudge to get them going when they're stuck in life, because you know what's best for them and you actually know what they want, but they need help getting there.
I think about my dad. He was a tail kicker when I was a kid, and every morning on the weekends when I was trying to sleep in, he would come into my room, flip open the blinds, turn on the lights at 6 o'clock, and he'd say, nobody in the business world ever sleeps in. Like, he was a tail kicker. He was a go-getter.
Yeah, I think of lots of tail kickers in my life that push you to just go further than you think you could go. And then I'd actually say Molly has been a tail kicker. When you get married, you actually have built-in accountability around you, and just having your example, and also you're just always pushing to get better, to grow, to see even me not stay who I am, but continue to be pushed. I think in all relationships, we have different types of people that push us different ways.
So it makes me wonder, why do you actually need a tail kicker in your life? Like, couldn't you just go without a tail kicker?
I mean, you could, but you're never going to have your full potential. I think all of us, if this is why you hire a personal trainer, this is why you have things in your life to push you, why you have coaches in your life, is because we naturally will tend to go to laziness. Our whole state is go lazy, but you need someone that's going, no, you can do this. And a lot of us don't like having this person in our lives. I love that quote. They'll stab you in the front, not the back. Most people like talk bad about you and give you your weaknesses behind your back. I think actually really good friends help you see your weaknesses. Molly, do you have a weakness? Tim, you have a weakness. We all have weaknesses. We need others to show us our weaknesses.
I think a lot of times we want this life, like this amazing life. But I had a friend the other day I was talking to that was just saying, oh, she wants a new job. She wants a new place to live, all these things that she wants. And she just felt so defeated. And I kind of had to give her a little, hard love and say, hey, have you applied for any jobs? Have you looked at any apartments? And her answer was no. And so I said, you know what? Your first step this next week, apply for 2 jobs. Look at 2 apartments. God can't move a ball that is standing still. But once that ball gets going, he can direct it. And that's maybe all it takes, is just that little nudge to get going.
And what's interesting is the flip side of that coin is that some people like me grew up around only tail kickers. So I had coaches who were pushing me. I had parents that were pushing me. I had friends who were highly disciplined who were always pushing me. And I think that there can actually be a place where we need those other influences in our lives that we're going to be talking about throughout this series. So last question, how can we learn from a tail kicker?
Receive the correction. So many of us, when we have tail kickers in our life, we make excuses to them because we're so worried what they think of us. But we have to receive that correction and then take it and make changes.
I think also just realize it's out of love. Like when somebody that you really love gives you some feedback or encouragement, know that they're saying it to you because they love you, so just realize that it's out of love.
Well, and I think about too in that verse, it says correct, rebuke, and encourage. So there's the tail kicker, but it says to do it with great patience and careful instruction. So there's a way to be a tail kicker, to push somebody really, really hard, but to do it with patience, to do it with grace. And so I think that my takeaway from this is that we can be teachable, that we can have a level of humility, even in our insecurities as somebody is pushing us, but we can also be some tail kickers ourselves.
Thanks so much for watching The Brook Online. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and be sure to download the Brook app so you can stay up to date with all the new media as well as all the new events we've got coming up every single week.